Game of Thrones, Season 7, Episode 5, Eastwatch. Let's spoiler talk it. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
And this is our spoiler talk for Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 5, Eastwatch. This one, I would say, is nowhere near as intense.
But it was still good.
As the last one, but it was intense in a different way, because this time I just really felt it pressed even harder, because, I mean, we open with other things.
We're leading to something.
But in the very beginning, we have Bran looking through the Raven's eyes, and there is the army of the dead.
Not just a raven. He,
Several.
sent, 50 ravens.
Yes, and so, he's looking through their eyes, and they are coming. And so what I liked about this episode was, and then we'll talk about specific scenes, but I think what I liked about the overall feeling of this episode was just that incredible tension I had of these people are just solely focused on their differences. They just need to get together so they can kill the...
They need to be on the same page.
Yes, they really do. But unfortunately, I have this other tension that they just need to take out Cersei. Very disappointed that we missed this line last week, that the gold for Cersei actually made it to Cersei and was not destroyed by the dragons.
I was so disappointed. We had to go back and watch it because somebody pointed it out to us.
And I was really sad because
we really didn't want her to have money.
I do not want Cersei to have money. Gosh. I don't trust Cersei to put anything aside. In fact, here's what I think. I think if Cersei unites with everybody else in some temporary deal and they go to fight the, army of the dead, not only will her army fight the army of the dead, but if she gets a chance to stab Jon Snow in the back or Khaleesi in the back, she'll do it.
Oh, see, I don't think they'll unite. I think she'll pretend to unite, and then she'll let them go off to the army of the dead, and she won't back them up, and in hopes that that'll destroy all of them, and then she'll be the queen, and then she'll have some magical potion like they did before.
or she'll be hoping she has some magical potion that
some
can help.
Random thing that comes out of the blue that, she can use.
But I went through all that to say I really don't like Cersei. I think everybody should unite, but then at the same time, I feel like here's what has to happen when they unite. I'm probably wrong, but this is just my imagination. They need to unite and just really fast get a sniper, hire a sniper, take out Cersei, and then, then go unite, because get rid of that wild card and then go take out the dead, which just sucks that it's that way, because it's like, no, they need everybody. But it's like Cersei is just so evil.
We don't like her. And this was halfway through the episode. She's claiming she's pregnant again. Now,
Poor child.
That poor child.
Oh my gosh.
And I want this to be a lie that she's doing to get Jaime on her side. I mean, Jaime's always on her side, but I don't know.
Well, it was just interesting that
I want her to be real.
That she brings up this pregnancy when she reveals to Jaime that she knew about the secret meeting between him and Tyrion. She knew that Tyrion was there and that Tyrion was setting it up, which, blows my mind that she knew that.
Well, the thing that blows my mind is then she's like, don't ever betray me again. Now, I don't think that meeting with Tyrion was a betrayal.
Not exactly,
Unless
but I
he
think
was supposed to kill him on sight.
I think that was it. I think she has no trust for Tyrion, and so for Jaime to even consider a meeting with Tyrion and not just kill him right then and there, but to actually listen to Tyrion and then let him leave, it goes back to my distrust of Cersei. I mean, that woman is just pure evil, and whatever way she could get her claws into anybody's head and just manipulate, gosh, she'll do it.
Yes, she will.
I can't. She's the new... What was her kid's name that I couldn't... Joffrey. She is the new Joffrey. I mean, she was always evil, and I never liked her. But now that she's sitting on that Iron Throne, it's like a special kind of evil has taken her over. And it's like, gosh.
See, and now she's pregnant. There.
She's pregnant. It's probably a little devil baby growing inside of her. Oh.
Her other two kids weren't horrible. Just Joffrey.
Well, Joffrey was horrible enough for all of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Moving on.
Yes.
So, the start of the episode, it comes up with Khaleesi, giving the Tarly and the rest of the army that was not killed the opportunity to bend a knee to her or to die.
I'm not here to murder. Bend the knee and join me. Or refuse and die.
And it was kind of interesting because Tyrion was there, and he tried to, help them out. Because, one, they're families that he knows. And he said, well, why don't we send him to the Black Watch? And Lord Tarly's like, well, no. She's not my queen. She can't send me to the Black Watch. And Khaleesi just looks at Tyrion and is like, I gave them a choice.
Yeah.
And so
she's like, the words have already left my mouth. I'm not going back on what I said. They have a choice.
And then his son Dickon, and they went and, well, they both chose not to bend a knee and
were burned alive.
Burned alive by her dragon.
So what is so interesting to me about that whole opening is on so many different levels. First off, Tyrion walking through that carnage, and you just see, like, his heart is breaking.
Oh, well, because these are his people.
It's his people, his family.
He grew up with these people.
Yeah. And what I liked is, though, I think that's smart writing, because it's like, yeah, in war, there's heroes on both sides. And so, we get to see that with Tyrion, that, yes, he is completely loyal to Khaleesi, but these were the people he grew up with. Yes. I mean, these were his callers. This was his banner. And so to see that conflictedness in his eyes and stuff like that, I thought that was really smartly written. Mm-hmm. And I liked, this is the first time this season I feel like we're starting to see Tyrion really kind of man up like he has been the other seasons. Yeah. I'm not saying he hasn't manned down, but to really kind of see him stand up again.
Yes.
And be like, come on, look, these two are good soldiers. Mm-hmm. Give them some kind of mercy. Send them to the Black Watch, whatever. Give them some kind of mercy.
But, the one thing that I do appreciate is she's not giving the rich and the high lords any difference than the low and the peasants. She's giving equal justice amongst all.
But the other interesting dynamic of that scene is everybody else who's changed, she's broken, they fight for her freely because they love her. But in this scene, they all bowed their knee. And those who didn't, the dragon looked at him. You could tell there was intelligence in that dragon. And it went, father and son get burned alive by the dragon. The rest of them bow the knee. And so the other thing that's interesting about this is, so you have these other armies that have followed Khaleesi out of love because they believe in her.
Yes.
But now...
And she's proven herself to them.
We have these soldiers that are following her to save their own necks. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious to see what kind of fruit that's going to produce later on. Like, if that's going to...
I'm interested to know, because that's going to be interesting, because... we can't really predict how they're going to react. I mean, it looks like it's just the soldiers. There's not any leaders left in there, but you never know.
But like I said, this episode doesn't have the big action, but it had the smart writing. And so watching in the very opening minutes, Tyrion with the conflict, and then me kind of wanting Tyrion to be right and for Khaleesi to show the Tarlys some mercy here.
I know, but to me, I don't think it's time to start showing mercy for her.
Well, I get that.
She has to be a strong leader, and
but what I'm saying is, it's that
war sucks.
It's that tension that I like there, and now this added tension of, wow, we have an army that is now bowing their knee to her out of fear rather than by a choice of love like everybody else. So, like, right there in the beginning, I thought that was all very, very smart.
Did they bow a knee out of fear to Cersei, too?
Well, probably. That's probably why they're quickly bending their knee to her now, because they bowed a knee. But see, that's why you want the soldier to bow their knee out of choice, because they love you and not because of fear. So that's what I'm talking about. Yes. That's so interesting.
All right. Well, that was only the first 5 minutes of this show. So probably one of the best scenes of this episode is when Khaleesi comes back after that.
Yes.
And Jon is standing out on the cliff, and she comes and she lands right in front of him with the dragon, and she doesn't get off, and she just kind of sees what happens. And Jon, I mean, you can see him, he's just shaking, but it's not like he's not going to turn away.
Yeah.
And so in the end, this dragon is getting closer, and his teeth are like this close to him, and he takes off his glove and he decides to pet the dragon, or
rub his nose,
like kind of just feel him, and he just kind of froze, and you could see he kind of got more comfortable, but he was still scared.
Yeah.
And then she got off and was I think she was very impressed with how he reacted.
But not just how Jon Snow reacted, I liked how the dragon reacted. So first, it was interesting when she landed. I feel like she's kind of on that high because, the dragon cooked some people that wouldn't bow the knee. And so now I'm kind of, because it was interesting the way the dragon landed, and she kind of sat on the dragon all fierce, and it's like marching right towards Jon. I feel like that was a little test. I don't think she's going to kill him, but I feel like the way the dragon was marching towards her and she's on this high from battle, it's kind of like, is she testing him? Like, is she trying to see if he'll get scared enough he'll fall to his knee? Like, so I thought that was interesting. But then he pets the dragon. But what's even more interesting is, like, all of a sudden this bond forms between Jon and the dragon, which was incredible. And so I'm very glad the dragon's not dead. So to everybody who in my comments last week said, dragon's not gonna die, dude, thank you.
I know.
You were correct.
I didn't mean he was going to die now, but I mean, I think they're going to start lacing those arrows with stuff in the future.
I think that's a valid prediction.
I think a dragon is going to die this season.
I do too. I mean, there's no other reason they introduced those arrows other than to, you know, at one point, probably season finale, we're going to get some highly emotional death of a dragon scene.
Or we're going to see him start to fall and not know.
Yes. Oh, that's even better. That's more Game of Thrones than anything else. Yeah.
Yeah. While they're fighting White Walkers. I mean, I just want it all at once.
Yes. But that to me, I think, is my favorite scene in this whole episode. I mean, there's a lot of great story and a lot of great things that came out of this episode, but just that moment where Jon Snow
was probably the best.
Did not back down from the dragon, but instead reached out his hand and he pet its nose.
And it's just, and the shaking and the fear, but the, you know, determination, that was cool to me.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
One of the best scenes. So Samwell is in the room when the Maesters get the scroll that Bran sent, because he shot the ravens out and he sees the White Walkers coming and we know we need them. And so Samwell does this amazing speech about how they all have to, if they go out and they say this is coming and they find proof.
Oh yeah, they're the Maesters. They're respected.
Everybody will believe them, and then they can send it out, and then they can send armies, and everybody will go.
Yeah.
Everybody. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, according to Samwell.
And yet they still sit there and go, oh, this is just fairy tales. I mean, the one Maester believes him, I think.
But the thing is, he needs still proof to an extent.
Yeah, he does.
So, and he even admitted that Samwell is a good lad, and admitted that they hadn't told him that his father and brother were dead yet.
It's rude.
And so that night, he's back with Gilly.
And he's scribing the books.
Yeah, and you could tell how frustrated and sick of this he is. And so he's taught her how to read, and she's reading a bunch of different random facts, and then all of a sudden she asks him what annulment means. And my ears just perked right up. I'm like, who got annulled?
I think it's funny because in this scene, I like how Samwell is so frustrated and he doesn't understand.
Listening.
I know. He's so frustrated. He's like become these other Maesters. He's so frustrated.
Yeah.
He's not listening. But I don't think he knows to listen for this information. I almost didn't remember enough to know to listen for this. Oh my gosh.
And she's like, well, it's saying Prince Rhaegar got annulled and secretly married. They cut her off. I mean, come on. You just need to tell us now that he was secret to be married to Lyanna, and then boom!
Sister of Ned Stark!
And then we know officially he is Daenerys's nephew, and
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow is technically Daenerys's nephew, and technically, to me, I think that would make him king. Because her brother was older than him, and normally it goes from the older to it doesn't go to the sister, it goes to the son. And so that would mean technically Jon Snow is king. And that could be another reason why the dragon let him pet him.
Because he's got the blood of Targaryen.
Blood in him.
The Targaryen blood could be like, the dragon smells and goes, oh, this is blood of family. Yeah, rub my belly.
And so I'm just like, super excited. They're so close to telling us, and I don't know what they're making us wait for, because everybody pretty much knows it.
Yeah.
Now, the only way we would be wrong is if that was just, they really wanted to mess with us and they throw some other person in there.
This makes my other theory from beginning of the season really gross, me wanting Jon and Khaleesi to end up together, because then that would be aunt and nephew.
That would be weird. So now I'm okay if she ends up with Jorah Mormont, even though he's like 3 times her age. But,
I'm excited he returned.
I'm so glad.
That is so awesome.
He's back.
Something else I thought was kind of cool in this episode was bringing back the son of Lord Baratheon.
Oh, Gendry.
Yes, Gendry. I thought it was cool. I liked him before, and I thought it was really cool to bring him back. And what I like is, I'm not good with a sword. And then he pulls out that huge hammer. This is more my style. I'm like,
I kind of like hammers.
Yes! Yes!
We got our Thor.
But the other thing that made me, even more attached to this character than ever before is Lord Davos is like, now don't tell Jon Snow your secret identity. We must keep that a secret for reasons A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And they walk up there. Hi, my name is Lord Gendry, and I'm an illegitimate son of Lord Baratheon. Nice to meet you.
I don't think he said Lord, but yeah.
Whatever. The point is he walked up to him with that kind of moxie and attitude.
And it was great because then Jon and him just kind of went back and forth. It's like, he's like, I just know they fought together and they won together. And Jon kind of said similar, like how they had fun and they they were friends.
This show is filled with so many secrets and so much cloak and dagger.
It's just nice that's not a secret.
Yeah, to get a scene like that where Gendry just comes up to Jon Snow and just tells it like it is.
Yeah.
Not like a jerk and not like a challenge, not straight up snobbish, but just like, look, I'm done with the secrets. This is who I am. I think our fathers knew each other. Let's be friends.
And he's a fighter, and he wants to fight. He doesn't want to stay in Queen's Landing making weapons when he can go. He's making weapons for the Lannister army. But,
he's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, well, because Lord Davos said if we stay under her nose, she'll never see you.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that's why he was there. But it's just, he wants to go fight, and he wants to help them capture a White Walker.
The other thing that fascinated me in this episode, Arya just, I love her. I love her.
I love to hate her, and I love her at the same time.
So first off, I think it's perfectly clear by now, I do not like Sansa. And so here's
Littlefinger.
So here's all the lords bashing Jon Snow behind his back saying, we didn't choose you, but maybe we should have. And then, I love Arya, though, because she's calling Sansa on her crap. Oh, Sansa, I know you. You like nice things because it makes you feel better than everybody else.
Yep.
You could have stood up for Jon Snow. But you didn't. And she just calls her on the crap to let her know it's like, I know. And she even said the words.
Yep.
Oh, I know what thoughts are in your head right now. And you may be trying to fight them. But you know what?
They're still there.
It's there. And I loved her calling her on the crap. But then what I love about Arya is with all her training and all that she knows how to do now, she's sneaking around and getting all the information she can about what's going on.
Well, she catches Littlefinger.
That's what I was getting there because I just
sorry.
But I love that because I love her following Littlefinger. And at first I'm just like, yes, somebody is finally on top of this. Somebody is gonna stop Littlefinger dead in his tracks, and I'm so excited. So she follows Littlefinger back to his quarters. Littlefinger gets a scroll from this dude, and the guy's like,
"This is the only copy."
Yes, and he reads it's the only copy in the castle. Okay, thank you. He goes in and then leaves, locks his door, and of course she busts in there, picks the lock, gets in there, searches the whole room, finds the note, and we didn't get a chance to see what it said, but man, I'm just excited that whatever conspiracy is going on, Arya is on top of it until she walked out of the room, and Littlefinger is tailing her the same way she was tailing him, and then he has this little wicked, crooked smile, and I'm just like, no.
Because I think he knows how she was trained.
He's fooled her. He's fooled her.
He's tricking her.
I don't...
And she is so focused and one-minded, and, like, it's about, poor Arya.
Littlefinger...
There's gonna be a big blow up in the next episode. I've got a feeling between Sansa and her. And it's gonna be about Littlefinger, and she's gonna be like, well, I found this, and he said it was the only one, and she's gonna be like, how did you find it? Well, I broke into his quarters. Why would you do that? All that junk. And then, Littlefinger is gonna be, obviously tell Sansa about it first, so that this way when Arya does, it's gonna look like she's a liar and trying to manipulate. And so, Littlefinger, we're gonna see what he's gonna cause, but I cannot wait until he gets what's his.
Arya just needs to tie Sansa up in the basement and gag her.
No!
Until this whole thing is done. Like, Sansa just needs to be put out of sight.
That won't work because then all the lords will go away.
Whatever.
We need them to stay.
You beat up Sansa in secret. You capture Sansa in secret. You tie her in the basement.
No, do it to Littlefinger if you're going to do it to
Well, yeah,
anyone.
you tie him on another end of the castle. You throw him out of a tower or something. That guy you just get rid of.
And so it's coming. Something's going to happen. Luckily, Jon Snow sees through all that. But guess what Jon Snow's not doing?
Now, what Jon Snow is doing is hardcore.
Yes, but he's not coming to Winterfell first. He's going to Eastwatch.
You know what's funny is on the one hand, I think what a big mistake he didn't return to Winterfell first.
Yes.
He needed to get back to Winterfell.
But he sent the dragon glass there.
Yeah, that's true, but I just feel like he needed to get back to Winterfell because his men need to see him. He needs to rally them once again and remind them whose side he's on and then go do this mission.
Yep.
But that's just a personal opinion because on the other hand, if he had gone back there first,
they might get attacked.
Yes, they might have booed him out. They might have said, you will not go anywhere else, Jon Snow, and not allowed him to do what he needs to do, which is to go capture a White Walker with this group of men. So it's like, and he's the one that knows the White Walker, so he has to go. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like on the one hand, it's a mistake he didn't go back to Winterfell first, but then it's like, okay, but now, since I predicted this correctly, apparently, everybody's turning against Jon Snow, and they want Sansa to be their leader. It's like, crud. If he goes back, then they're not going to let him go. So it's like, dang it.
this is going to be interesting.
Yes, what an interesting, way for this episode to end. Them walking into the
Oh my
blizzard
gosh,
towards the White Walkers.
With the Hound, with Jorah Mormont.
Oh, the Hound is back.
With Tormund from the Wildlings.
Well, then the crazy Lord of
and
Light, religious crazy nuts.
I cannot. It ends with them going into the snow. I'm like, I was like, it's going to end here, and I don't want it to. Because I'm very invested.
I'm invested. Oh my gosh. I really cannot wait to see what's going to happen. So next week, we are going to get a review to you. I'm pretty sure we'll get it out to you Sunday night.
The next 2 weeks will probably be a little different time.
They might be a little different time because my mom and sister are coming out to visit. They're going to be here for about 2 weeks and family first. But I'm just giving you guys that heads up that we're going to do our best to keep the Game of Thrones things out on schedule, getting them out Sunday nights, Monday mornings. Yeah, just might be a little later than normal. But nonetheless, they shall be here because, well, thankfully, my mom is a huge Game of Thrones nuts.
And we're going to be watching it.
So we will be watching this show, and yes. So what did you think of Episode 5, Eastwatch? Let us know in the comments while you're there. Hit that subscribe button to become a Durbanian. Next to the subscribe button is that bell. Click that bell so you're notified the moment I drop new videos and all kinds of fun stuff like that. Like and share this video. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
Thank you for checking out Durbania.